So I've finally done it, and I've jumped on the bandwagon and got my first drone. I know people have been using these drones for a while. I know they're not really a new thing anymore, but I've finally got my first one, and I ended up picking the DJI Mavic Air. I had the DJI Mavic Pro sitting in my cart for quite some time. I thought that was going to be the drone for me. This one came out recently, the Air, and it seems to be really kind of well tailored for my needs. You know, I like to travel. When I travel, I like to pack light, as I'm sure most of us do. And this one here, it's really, it's tiny. It's absolutely tiny. It really fits in the palm of your hand. And honestly, it's absolutely fantastic. I've given it a bit of a fly. It's very user-friendly. I haven't really done a whole lot in the way of recording yet, essentially because I'm just kind of getting used to flying it. You know, the last thing I want is to spend all this money on a drone and, you know, crash into a tree or crash into the lake or crash into the ocean or crash into anything really. So it's been a bit of fun and games so far, but today I'm out at Coomera River, out at the Coomera River. And I'm going to try and get some cool footage, cool cinematic footage. This thing's awesome. It's crazy to think that such a tiny little camera can film in such amazing quality. Now, I haven't had too long to play around with it because I only got it a couple of days ago, and essentially I wanted to get it before I headed off to New Zealand. I head to New Zealand in about a week's time, so it doesn't really give me a whole lot of time to play with it, get used to it, and essentially figure out what this drone thing is all about. So I've got a couple of days. I'm really going to try and fly this thing a whole bunch, bought a bunch of extra batteries, all that sort of thing, so I can stay up in the air as much as possible, and hopefully I can become quite an efficient pilot before I head off to New Zealand. Of course, New Zealand has got some of the most panoramic and amazing landscapes and views of any country in the entire world. So to be able to capture those with a drone would be, you know, next level, absolutely unreal. So that's the plan. So we're going to get it down, have a bit of a play, and hopefully we can come home with some good footage today as well. But look at this thing, it's absolutely tiny. It literally is like the same size as my hand. That was insane. That was so much fun. Oh, I'm so in love with this thing. I'm actually so in love with this thing. So, advantage of having a couple of extra batteries, I'm going to take it out for another fly. The clouds are looking awesome. Hopefully going to get a bit more footage before I go home. So it's really quite easy to fly. It does all the hard work for you. Essentially, if you're not asking it to do anything, it just sits there in one spot and essentially waits there for you to ask it to do something. A lot of preset flight paths that it can take. You can just click the button and it'll go around you or away from you, or there's one called boomerang. There's all sorts of different types. But essentially just flying around, man, it's so much fun. And I think I'm going to get some absolutely wicked footage when I head to New Zealand next week.